What's up guys, it's your host Palpalski, back with my first Dragon Ball related video. We have what if Goku was the god of destruction, or what if Kakarot was the god of destruction. Banished to a new universe, Kakarot uses his powers to challenge the universe with the help of his own army. He had a mission, and only one mission: conquer the universe and destroy all who stand in his way. The Justice League in the known universe will know the terror of the god of destruction, Kakarot. Now this is something new I'm doing on my channel, so if we could hopefully hit 50 likes or 40 likes, that'd be absolutely amazing to show that you support this series. If you guys want to know exactly when I upload, there will be a little blue button right next to the subscribe button. It is $0.99 a month. That'd be absolutely amazing if you click that button. If you're over here from Spartanic, thank you for coming. I will welcome you on this channel as well. I love Dragon Ball. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. Chapter 1. In a deep space, the body of the Saiyan Kakarot floats in its unconscious from recent events. His left eye twitches for a second, till they both open and reveal red pupils. Where am I? He thought as he tried to remember the recent events. Those bastards, they did this. They sent me here, he thought as he looked around the darkness of space and recalled the memories of what happened. Scene break, flashback. Hurry! We don't have much time, the Supreme Kai shouted as he watched the Namek scramble to collect their Dragon Balls. Why didn't we stop the rise to power before? Why didn't you tell me he existed? Even I would have seen where this would have led to before Beerus showed up and offered him its position. Elder Kai shouted at the younger fellow Kai. Look, I didn't pay any attention to him after he killed Frieza. I assumed he would die with the planet after it was destroyed. He never showed himself after the event, making it seem like he died in the explosion, Supreme Kai defended himself. I see what you mean. He didn't destroy anything after that? No. He was only trained, I assumed. I saw another Saiyan blowing up the South Galaxy, but he was stopped by someone more powerful. He disappeared after the comet destroyed the planet. What about later on? Earth was taken out long ago, but Boo's prison somehow survived the explosion and floated in space till the wizard found him. He said as the Nameks were close to completing their task. That's when the warrior released me, but he was easily killed by Boo. We expected Boo to come to our home, but he went somewhere else. Yes, I felt that energy signal far away, so it would take me to reach Boo. But when I got there, his energy signal vanished. Someone more powerful easily killed him. Did you see the person who did it? Yes. He had a tail like a Saiyan, but he had red fur covering his entire chest and a crazy dark hair. I didn't recognize him as the Saiyan from the battle from Frieza because he looked so different. That explains how he came so far in power. We only recognized him too late when he defeated Beerus and accepted the new position as the god of destruction. Not only did he ascend power into godhood, but he went beyond. He passed all the limitations of a Saiyan and still keeps growing in power. That's the reason we have to get rid of him. I thought he was a hero, but his ki is pure evil, and who knows why he trains to get stronger. Elder Kai finished as he saw the Dragon Balls glow and saw the village elders speak to the balls, calling forth the powerful dragon. What is your wish, Supreme Kai? The elder asked, but stopped as he looked into the sky in pure horror. Supreme Kai turned around as if he looked at a furious Kakarot. His aura was growing in size as the dark red ki engulfed him. His Saiyan armor was modified so it would be more durable. He wore black gi pants with black boots, his upper body protected by his Saiyan armor and his arms covered in black sleeves that stopped at the elbows and his white gloves cut off so that they stop at his wrist. Wish him to a different universe that could take care of him. I'll try to stall him. Just hurry, Supreme Kai shouted as he launched himself at Kakarot. The Kai let loose a flurry of volleyball shots and high-powered beams that filled the sky with smoke. In Namekian language, Great Purunga, we wish for the Saiyan named Kakarot to be sent to another dimension, the elder shouted. The skies cleared as a smirking Saiyan stood quicker than some could see. The Supreme Kai was set into the ground and into the planet's core, killing him as if his body touched the center. Now join him in hell, Kakarot shouted as he raised his hands as if it created a ball of red energy. He smiled as he saw the young ones hold their adults in fear, but he stopped his flow of power as he heard the giant dragon speak. Your wish is within my power. "It shall be granted, but this will take you all of your wishes to be accomplished," he stated as he fired a white beam towards Kakarot. He raised his hands to stop the attack, but it phased through and connected with his chest. His eyes widened as he saw his chest disappear, and the last thing he saw was smiling Elder Kai and the celebrating Namekians as the unconscious took over. Flashback ended. He yelled as loud as he could, starting to letting his power come out. The whole system was thrown into a loop as their orbits were destroyed. On the planets with life, they were scrambled as they saw their planet climate change end, in some of the S.OS to deep space alerting them of their situations. Kakarot at least has stored up anger in super explosive wave. The purple ball shot outwards towards the neighboring planets, and suns were devoured by the immense power. The citizens of the system saw only a bright light before their planet was blown away to ashes, and he never seen or heard from again. He was heavily breathing as he floated in the same spot. His Saiyan side was still overflowing with rage, but this tactical side began planning. He knew revenge was almost impossible, but he saw an entire universe to conquer. He didn't conquer his because the running theme there was, no matter how strong you become, someone in the universe will always be stronger. He learned this rule when he conquered Earth, and his mate Bulma came with him to travel the universe. "Bulma," he whispered, and remembered she taught him to be smart and not reveal his presence. If he could see her, he would make her a Saiyan, and his son would help her become stronger. Hopefully his son will take revenge in his universe and kill the bastards that sent him here. He stopped as he sensed the universe. He found Earth easily, but it was filled with powerful beings that could oppose him. He found central galaxies that were filled with life, and one planet caught his interest. He sensed it more thoroughly and found a supremely evil presence filled with nothing but darkness. He smirked as he used instant transmission to the planet and appeared at a distance where he could get a view of the planet. He smiled as he saw a planet full of fire. The ground was metal, and the entire place screamed evil. Not wasting a second, he teleported to the strongest energy signal. He appeared in a throne room of some kind and right in the middle of conversation. He hid behind a wall as his Saiyan hearing picked up every single word. "You failed me again, Granny," Kakarot snickered and heard the sentence. "Sounds funny coming from him," he mused himself as he heard the old woman defend herself. "My lord, it was the Justice League that stepped in this time. They had Superman and boom!" Granny Goodness was sent flying into the wall that led the hallway, landed next to the smirking Kakarot. She could barely get a glance in before she closed her eyes and blood flowed from her head. "Don't even say that cursed name to me. I know that wretched Kryptonian will always step in my path to obtain the anti-life equation, but I have a plan to destroy him, then finish the rest of his league. The peace treaty between New Genesis is only to cover to buy time to build up my army. The Earth won't know what hit them." He chuckled as he looked to the burning skies of his planet. "Sir, we found this intruder listening into your conversation. What shall we do with him, my lord?" The guard asked as he threw Kakarot forward onto the ground. "Why are you spying on Apokolips?" he asked as he walked towards the Saiyan. "My name is Kakarot. By the way, I was just overhearing your loud talking. You seem to yell a lot," he said and stood up. "I have little time for jokes. Who sent you?" he yelled as the building shook, but Kakarot remained unafraid. "Okay, look. I was sent here by my god for being mean and stuff. I destroyed a system after waking up and came here. I heard you talking, so I just listened in, and we are now face to face," he said as he looked at the ugly form of Darkseid, looking away quickly to avoid staring at his ugly mug. "You expect me to believe you destroyed a system? That story you just gave me was true? Pathetic! Take him to the fire of pits and toss him to the other weaklings," he ordered, and he turned face towards the window. He didn't see Kakarot's eyes turn teal after he heard the weakling insult. His Saiyan pride flared up as he was dragged away. He planted his feet, and the guards attempted to move him, but failed. His hair rose as he grabbed both of their skulls and crushed them, not drawing a single scream to alert the god in front of him. He brushed the blood from his hands as he walked towards Darkseid. "Hey, ugly," he shouted as he heard the god sigh and turn around. "What the hell, you boom!" Darkseid met a fist square in his face that sent him flying through the window and out to the training area below. His body made a sickening thud as it landed inside the area, and a crater formed alongside the ground as he slid in to stop. Kakarot landed on the ground, ignoring his usual graceful landings and making a huge crater in the dirt. He slowly stood as he watched the ruler of the Apokolips get up and look at him in pure hatred. "You dare strike a god! Your head will hang over the doors of this arena once I'm through with you," he declared as he charged at the Saiyan. He launched his fist, but it was stopped in midair by the hand of Kakarot and twisted. Darkseid's red eyes widened as he fell to one knee and attempted to break his hold. Kakarot just smirked as he twisted much further and had a bone heard breaking from the powerful grip. "What is the Superman couldn't even cause this much pain to me, and he isn't even trying. Time to use some tricks of my own," he planned as he activated his armor's electric field that delivered enough voltage to make Superman fall on his knees. To his shock, the voltage didn't even affect Kakarot. As he gripped his arm further, Darkseid's screams had drawn his entire army to his location. His furies came through, followed by a big Barda. As they looked at the scene with wide eyes, they saw their god on his knees screaming in pain, as a golden-haired man watched with his amusement. All weapons were raised at the golden hero, as he put his foot on Darkseid's shoulder and began to slowly pull. Darkseid screamed and increased as his blood began leaking through the cracks of his skin, and the skin of his arm stretched as Kakarot pulled. "Fire, you idiots! Defend your god!" he screamed as everyone let loose their weapons. Over the planet, explosions were heard as the shockwaves were felt, as all of the Apokolips citizens looked towards the source of disturbance. Darkseid watched in awe and temporarily forgot his pain as he saw the smirking Kakarot stare at him as he blocked all of the incoming fire with his key shield. Nothing came through as the ammunition detonated. The firing died down as everyone waited for the smoke to clear, and what everyone saw shocked them to their cores. The man didn't have a single scratch on him, while Darkseid was riddled with scratches and no serious wounds but little bruises. Having no more patience, Kakarot pulled with little strength, and Darkseid's arm pulled out of his socket and into the air. The blood flowed freely as Kakarot walked, Darkseid holding his arm for all to see. The god was on the ground attempting to stop the blood flowing and was left in shock. His subjects watched as Kakarot threw his arm to the ground and next to their fallen god. "People of Apokolips, you have been serving a false god. He bleeds like an immortal and fails just like one. He went to Earth and failed to bring you victory. He failed to make you dominant power of the universe. He just used you and did not make you better. The greatest armies do not lose. They march to a planet and destroy all those who oppose," he shouted as Darkseid's surprise heard a few of them yell in agreement. He smiled as he watched them raise their hands. Darkseid was seething in anger as his eyes glowed. He fired his infamous Omega beams at the back of Kakarot and smiled as they came into contact. To his surprise, the beams passed right through him and hit the arena walls, destroying them upon impact. He searched and found him waving at him. Not wasting time, he launched dozens of beams at Kakarot and watched they followed him no matter where he went. "You cannot evade them. They will follow you no matter where you go. Now die and leave my planet," he shouted in victory as he watched Kakarot fly around the arena. "Can't believe he thinks he won. Pathetic god, if you ask me," he thought as he flew straight at Darkseid. He stopped right in front of him as his back was turned towards the beams. He smirked and crossed his arms. He focused his key into his back and waited for the impact of the Omega beams. With a loud boom, the beams connected, and Darkseid laughed as he watched the smoke clear and saw no one there. He stayed on one knee as he wanted to make no one survive. "Help me, fools. I want that arm reattached to me by the hour," he commanded, but nobody moved as they just looked at him behind him. Many had their faces hidden by helmets, but those who didn't had faces of pure shock as they saw the Saiyan standing behind the god. "You want to know a secret?" Kakarot whispered in Darkseid's ear that made him freeze on the inside. "My name is Kakarot, and I am known as the God of Destruction," he finished as he grabbed Darkseid's head. He started to struggle as Kakarot pulled up for the first time in his life. He was afraid he would die. He believed that he was immortal, that he was invincible, but his fate was ended as Kakarot pulled Darkseid's head along with his spine out of his body. He yelled in victory as the head of the dead god in the air for all to see. He dropped the head next to the lifeless body and continued his speech. "Anyways, you see now how easy it was to kill him? That proves how powerful I am, and I haven't even started. Follow me as I crush the heads of the greatest heroes that oppose us. Help me bring down the strongest armies and the strongest kings to their knees begging for mercy. I'll tell you this, there is no mercy when you spill the blood of our army and try to save your own skin. all will learn that death is guaranteed. When you see the skies darken and the apocalypse rains down on you," he shouted as everyone began yelling. Weapons were fired into the air as he continued his speech. "I know many don't believe my words, but watch what I can do to those that think themselves superior to me and my planet." As he raised his hands and the moon produced a small ball. "This small portion of my power can destroy that moon with ease, so imagine what I can do if I'm at full power," he stated, but they saw a tale of a beautiful woman walk in front of everyone. "Your words are false. The moon is as big as a planet itself, and no one can destroy planets with just a small ball," Barda challenged as she closed to the Saiyan, barely towering over him. "Want to bet?" he challenged. "Name it," she accepted. "Become my queen when I destroy the moon and my mate after today." He watched as her eyes narrow and a beautiful smirk graced her features. Become my pet when you fail to destroy the moon and my servant," she stated as she nodded his head. "Terms accepted," he concluded. "They don't call me the god of destruction for nothing," he said as he launched a small ball at the moon and watched it disappear into the burning sky. They waited for 30 seconds, but nothing happened. "Seems you exaggerated your so-called power. Now become my pet. You might want to hang on to something, like right now," he stated as she confused look on his face till a bright white light filled the sky. Following white was a massive shockwave and powerful winds that sent some of his army flying back across the landscape. Barda was trying to hold the place, but failed as her feet slipped. She was caught by Kakarot and pulled close to his chest. She looked to his handsome smirk and looked at his yellow glowing eyes that matched his hair. She was entranced by the color and slowly drawn on her face. Their lips locked and the passion came to life as they made out over the destructive force that of Kakarot's destruction of the moon. They slowly pulled apart as Barda moaned and whimpered from the loss of her lips on hers. "Don't worry, there's more later," he whispered as he stepped back and looked at disbelief in the army. He smiled as he heard the gasp of people pointing to the moon. Barda saw the moon gone, in small pieces floating into space as her expression just disbelief and admiration for her new god. "Now do you believe me? Will you follow your new god to the greatest victory of them all?" He smirked as he heard everyone yell. "Will you help me destroy all that oppose us?" The cheers got louder and the weapons were firing into the air. "Will you follow me and conquer the entire universe?" He screamed and let out his aura burst. They cheered and even louder. "Then let's take this universe by storm and make the apocalypse the greatest fear in the whole universe." The army began chanting his name and some bowed before him. "Then follow me, Kakarot, the god of destruction, to our destiny of universal conquest," he shouted as his power shook up the ground they stood on. The whole planet cheered as his speech would broadcast into the whole planet, and many were shouting, "Kakarot, the god of destruction." He smirked as his army made a passage for him. Darkseid's generals followed him, awaiting orders. He walked to his new palace along with the way-destroyed statues of Darkseid, not wanting to leave a single remnant of him. "What are our orders, sire?" Granny Goddess asked. You, my dear trainer, are going to start with a new form of training. That one will make your specialist forces faster, stronger, and deadlier. I've never heard of this training," she stated. "It's called gravity training. Increase the gravity so that the body can adapt and become stronger. And when put into normal gravity, the soldiers will become faster and stronger, making the enemies weaker and slowed compared to them. Do we create or steal other technologies?" "No. We have a scientist of the best, smartest, that can create anything you ask, my lord," Vermin Vondabar answered as they entered the throne room. Tell them to start mass-producing gravity chambers that can go up to 100 times the gravity of Apokolips for the Parametus, 250 for the Furies, and 200 times gravity for the Dregs, he ordered. "My lord, the Dregs are nothing but lifeless old gods that roam the surface," Granny explained. "Not anymore. When I killed Darkseid, the planet's population burst with life, and now there's more beings out there that we want to recruit." "How can you know that?" Vondabar asked, as he doubted what he said the new god said. He gulped when Kakarot looked him straight in the eye, and his glowing eyes said, "I just mixed red and green together, and it came out with yellow eyes when he was in SSJ," and flinched when he appeared right in front of him. "Unlike everybody on this planet, I learned how to sense other people's unique energy signature, and I can feel stronger energy levels in the universe. So believe me when I say Dregs have just awoken. If I may say, they are powerful but not as strong as your Furies, Granny Goddess," he said as he walked back into the stars leading to the throne. "Thank you for the compliment, my lord. I'll make sure the whole planet is ready to begin with the new training regime. She finished as she left to inform the scientists of their new orders. Wunderbar! I want those drakes serving me, and if they have a problem, then send them here, he ordered as Wunderbar left after bowing his head. He looked to the person in the room who was smirking as she sat in his chair in a revealing way. Her armor was off and she left in a red bra with red panties. Her face was smirking and waiting to be claimed by the new god, and he would happily dominate her and make her his. Were you like when they were here? He asked as he began removing his armor, but he stopped when he saw her stand up and walk away from swaying her hips. He smiled and just followed, since he didn't know his way around yet. No. I just started when Granny turned around, she answered. I have a feeling you've been practicing how to undress quickly. No. When you live your whole life, that it becomes a natural thing, she said as she opened a large door that led to the bedchamber. She gasped as she tackled into the mattress and was around facing the growling assailant. After this, you will be mine, growled as she smirked. I'd like to see you try, she challenged. For me, I'm skipping that 18 plus part. You guys can go read it if you want. Hell to the fucking no for me. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the next scene break. Next day, present Earth, the Justice League headquarters. The day was normal and all the Leaguers were busy talking or walking for their jets for departure. The mission to defend Earth has been successful so far, but never put Batman at ease. He was busy monitoring the planet for anomalies and watching surveillance on some major villains sitting in cells. He thought were interrupted as the base's alarms alerted. Intruder alert! Intruder alert! Unable to pinpoint location. The automated voice repeated, and Batman was already looking through all the cameras and spotted a giant stone box sitting in the hangar bay. He immediately left and walked down the halls of the hangar bay. Ignoring the alarms, he contacted Superman to come assist him. The hero standing around the box cleared a path for Darkseid, for the Dark Knight. He saw Wonder Woman, Flash, Green Lantern, Hawk Girl, and Power Girl. They all looked towards him as he pulled out the various objects from his belt and started scanning the box. Having anything, Power Girl? No, the box is lined with lead, and there's no sounds that indicate a bomb inside. Batman, we should evacuate the base in case of something dangerous is inside, Wonder Woman suggested. Agreed. Activating satellite evacuation protocols, Batman said. The entire roster of the Justice League was evacuated in record time, and left the 5 heroes all alone. After waiting a minute, Superman came in and saw the strange box. He looked to the others who gave him shrugs. What is it, Batman? He asked. Unknown. It just came out of nowhere and the delivery system was unknown, he stated as he continued to scan the box. It could be a present from somebody we saved a long time ago, Flash suggested. I'm pretty sure people don't use stone as wrapping paper, Wally, Green Lantern said. I believe Wally is half correct, Batman said as he focused in one area. See, Batman, even I say I'm right. Say what now? He said in disbelief. Come on. Come look. This was a present from someone we all hate. Everyone came around to see what he was looking at. The hidden stone slab was slid right into the reveal hidden greeting from Apokolips. Wally read out loud, and everyone had Superman crush the device he was using. It's good thing the base is evacuated. This could be a deception of some kind or a new weapon we don't know of, Diana said, as Superman floated to the top. We have to open and find out. Help me find out, Karen. Clark, as she grabbed one side and the female Kryptonian grabbed the other. Stay back, everyone, he commanded. Everyone took a step back and watched as the top came off. A gust of air shot out as if air being pulled tight, and the stench that falling was sickening. Flash covered up his nose as everyone else knew what it was. The smell of death was a common amongst of them, and they shocked the expressions of the Kryptonians' faces dropped to the floor. What is it, Clark? Diana asked as she floated to him. He looked to her and back in the side with the same expression. Diana looked inside and she saw the body of Darkseid in his back with his arm and his head sitting on his chest. How? Was all she could say. Break open the front, Green Lantern said as he used the ring to pop out of the front part of the box. Everyone saw the remains of all of them were affected by appearance. Batman didn't show it, but inside he was disturbed that someone could do this to give this god that gave them so much trouble. Everyone was silent for 5 minutes until Batman saw what rolled up parchment laid by Darkseid's head. He walked up to the decaying body and took the parchment. Everyone watched him open up and saw huge letters giving a message to them. Killed by Kakarot, the god of destruction, new ruler of the Apokolips. And that is where we're going to stop for now. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and if you did like it so far, I'm glad you did. It's kind of cool how he was transferred basically into the universe with all the heroes, Darkseid, and all those people, etc., and they made him a villain. I tell you that. He really is a true god of destruction. He's kind of giving me Beerus vibes, but honestly more of Killer. So hopefully we can get that 50 to 40 likes. If you guys want to know exactly when I upload, it'll be join the little channel membership button, the little blue button right next to the subscribe button. And thank you guys for just sticking around here into the end of the story. Without further ado, and Popowski out.